Good afternoon, I'm Georgia Moylan with Hunter News. There are calls for more stringent regulation of all foreign imports after 2 tugs working on Newcastle Harbour were found laden with asbestos fibres. The Asbestos Diseases Foundation is demanding greater intervention from customs to help prevent the spread of asbestos-related illnesses such as mesothelioma and lung disease. President Barry Robson says it's time to put a stop to serial offenders like China.
The government should follow up on any importation from China into this country. First there was some tiles, then it was some locomotives, now it's tugs, then there was cars. So there's enough red flags from Chinese manufacturers. First there was toxic berries and now we've got toxic tugs. What else? What else is there?
Hunter pool owners will have to wait another year until New South Wales government pool safety laws are brought into effect. The scheme has experienced a number of problems in its development, including requiring extensions on pool registration due to lack of participation from households and a high rate of failures of residential pool inspections. New South Wales Shadow Minister for Local Government Sophie Kotsis says the process is taking far too long.
The government has had 2.5 years to implement their plan. This was their flagship swimming pool safety laws that came in the end of 2012, and here we are 2.5 years later, and they've delayed these laws for another 12 months.
An Australian coal company is to reduce exports in the Hunter due to a decline in current customer demand. Glencore will undergo production changes to align with their 15 million tonne export reduction in 2015. However, all projects and coal operations will continue to be reviewed to ensure future optionality. Lake Macquarie City Council are warning residents to protect themselves against mosquitoes due to positive testing of Barmah forest virus in the area. Following routine surveillance testing, the virus was found in mosquitoes in Belmont, Terralba and Dora Creek. Environment Manager Keith Stevenson says the community should take extra measures to minimise exposure to mosquitoes.
Council's recommending the personal protection through sprays, whether it's an AirGuard type spray or insect repellent type spray. Certainly indoors to make sure window screens and door screens are properly fitted so they prevent mosquitoes actually accessing inside the dwellings, and be vigilant for the presence of mozzies.
Nominations are closing today for the Hunter Diversity Awards, celebrating organisations and individuals who have successfully created a workplace reflecting strong gender equity values. The 4 categories, including Workplace Flexibility Champion and Inclusive Workplace Champion, aim to recognise achievements of businesses in the Hunter who generate flexible and equal opportunities for work, regardless of gender or circumstance. Hunter Diversity Awards chairperson Belinda Smith says the awards arose from a desire to recognise the positive developments in workplace equity.
I think a lot of organisations, through our experience over the last few years with International Women's Day, they get inspired. They want to make change. They can see that having a more diverse and inclusive workplace makes sense, not just in terms of positive company culture, but to the bottom line. But there weren't really any conversations about, well, who's doing it well and how do we get it started?
Updating sport, Iona McNabb.
The Newcastle Jets' chances of rushing Serbian Enver Alividic onto the wing for tomorrow's clash with the Mariners has taken a hit. It seems their efforts could be stifled by red tape as the wait continues for the 30-year-old's international transfer clearance. Chief Executive Mitchell Murphy insists the club's staying hopeful despite doubts the move will be processed in time. The star import arrived in Newcastle last week following a 53-game run in the Serbian Superliga. Maitland Mustangs captain coach Luke Boyle will be looking to mark a major milestone in style with 2 wins in this weekend's Waratah Basketball League major doubleheader. He's set to celebrate 200 matches for the side when they host Penrith tomorrow night before travelling to the Central Coast on Sunday. And the Knights have thrown former Dragons forward Jack Stockwell into the mix for their season opener against the Warriors next Saturday. The 23-year-old's in contention for a bench spot behind likely starting props Cade Snowden and Corbin Sims. That's sport, I'm Iona McNabb.
2NURFM News Time is 12:10.